Hi, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of the, what do we call this in here? The podcast studio?
Let's call it
the interview
podcast
show.
The podcast interview show. This is the South Seminole Lounge. Welcome to the South Seminole Lounge. My name is Mr. Miles. I'm joined with Lucas and Juliana and our special guest, Dr. Filmore, who is now joining us in the dean's office. You can find him on the first floor down by the banking area, we would say that.
Yes.
Some would say Mr. Fernandez's old office, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes,
Question mark?
it'll only be called that for a short period of time. Don't worry about that.
The legend.
But we are airing this during Elevate today because we wanted all students to meet Dr. Filmore and learn a little bit more about him. And we've got some questions to ask him. Why did I wear the red shirt today? I'm sitting on the red couch. Now, oh, you did too. I feel like it's just my floating head is floating around in the office.
black
But,
shirt, yeah.
welcome to South Seminole. We're glad to have you here at our school. Tell us what the first 2 weeks have been like here for you.
All been great. You know, I'm blessed to be able to interface with great kids like the two you got here. All the kids have been warming. Been great situations, everything. So I'm feeling at home. Let's go.
For the students and the parents at home, tell us what your title is here, which grades you're working with.
I'm working with the 8th grade and also 7th grade. We've cut it in half. Me and Dean Bryant. I work with A through L.
Okay, A through L, yeah. And then in a future episode, we will have Mr. Bryant here as well. I think it's only fair. We should be introducing everyone to all of our deans.
We're getting everybody.
And to show that this is not an edited show, we got radios going. You don't know. At any moment, he may have to like break out and it's like, I got to go somewhere.
Exactly.
On the 3rd floor.
Could be like late night at South Seminole, like the late night show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, late night at South Seminole. I don't know.
I was just wondering if you were available to talk to a student.
See, this is the job of our deans, always like keeping track of students.
Give me about
Always on
20
watch.
minutes. I'll be able to talk to them.
Thanks.
Okay.
No days off?
And what
Yeah,
he's given us
yeah.
now is the 20-minute clock, which means we can only talk to him for 20 minutes because he needs to talk to our students. A lot of students, they're out there, they need guidance, they need, direction,
Yeah.
they need to talk to our deans. Sometimes you just need to sit and talk one-on-one with them, don't you?
Yes, I figured that these two will probably come to my office with some more stories, but
Have you been to his office? No. Have you been to his office?
I don't think
That's
so.
what I thought.
I met
That's
you a
what I
couple
thought.
times.
That's what I thought. We don't have that
there
problem.
for Mr. Fernandez, but I don't
Correct,
think
yes. So we have a couple of questions for you, and then
Okay.
a little bit later we're going to flip through some photos that we
Okay.
have of you. But Lucas, you want to go with your first
Yes.
question?
So we have one question, which is, what plans or ideas do you have for your time here at South Seminole?
well, my plans and ideas is to bring some. I use the word holistic options for the kids that we're going to be able to expand. And I know it's a big leadership, and that's what I occupy with the military and everything. We're gonna start some leadership trips. We're gonna bring in some guest speakers. I've already talked to Miss Miss Walsh over there in legal studies.
Oh, yeah,
One of my mentors, Judge Hubert Grimes, coming in to talk and everything. And I'm going.
We'd love to have him sit in the judge's box up
yeah.
there in the law
Yeah.
law classroom.
He's a
Yeah.
retired federal judge. He's also the he was the interim president at Bethune-Cookman University. So.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I'm bringing in a few factors of people that you don't normally see or that you can get in here that will come in here because I work with them so heavily and everything. So I'm going to use my options to embellish it on the South Seminole.
Okay.
So it'll be a give or take process.
And speaking of Bethune-Cookman, tell us about your background with them.
Currently, I'm still an adjunct professor. So I teach humanities in the evening on Tuesday and Thursday. So sometimes you'll see Dr. Filmore leave. I go up there. I teach my 2 classes. I'm still heavily involved and with y'all in the microphones, and I'm not a stranger to this. I do the live stream for the podcast, and I give y'all the address. I do the basketball games, the baseball games, the softball games.
You like the announcer and everything during the game?
Well, I'm actually doing with the play-by-play announcers.
Well, guess what? I think we have our new play-by-play announcer for basketball.
Yes.
They're Wednesday afternoon games, but they're not until probably March or so. But we'll talk about that later. Talk about that later.
You're
hired.
But it's
You're
nice to know.
hired.
Really nice to know. By the way, yeah, you
we
got
had
the
some
job.
students do it last year, but at least we have like somebody semi-professional do it
It's a
this
little
time.
The
challenge.
other person left.
It's a little
us.
challenge to do it live with students because the show is actually live on
Okay.
YouTube. So
Yeah.
it'd be nice to have an adult presence there for
Okay.
some play-by-play.
Okay.
We'll have that set up. We'll talk about that on another show. That's fine.
So you have a lot of connections that we're seeing, right? Would you
I
say?
do.
You do,
I
yeah.
do.
Say
for
with
my
pride,
time,
yeah.
With my time at Bethune-Cookman University, I started there in 2008 as
Okay.
as a ROTC instructor. That's why this school caught my eye when I had my interview, and I saw that in the glass. And I went, I think I've arrived home, and I have
Yeah.
arrived home.
Very good.
Through those years, and to teach on you kids, it's all about the reputations that you get and the people that you embellish upon, doing a good job in the end, they'll be the people that give you recommendations, the people that you can call on. So yeah,
That's
and I'm
good.
going to use it here at South Seminole.
I think that's good to let
That's good,
students
yeah.
know
We
that,
need that.
future recommendations are out there
Yes.
amongst the adults that you see in your life.
Yes. And the kids that want recommendations from me coming out of South Seminole,
You're gonna have to earn them.
they got to go to class. And
That's
they got to do
right.
what they're
You
Yeah.
gotta
supposed
show
to
up.
do.
You got to
So,
show up.
That's nice.
Juliana, you have a question you want to ask Dr. Filmore?
I know you said when you were from Bethune-Cookman, like you did there, but were you somewhere else like before you were?
That time I was there so long. Before there, and it's kind of funny you say that. And I got my job from a mentor there at Bethune-Cookman. So my mentor knew the work I did, and I used to volunteer at Bethune-Cookman before
Wow.
I even got the job.
Oh, wow.
So before that, I was actually working at a hotel in the reservations department for Disney, the Disney Swan.
Oh,
Oh, you worked at
wow.
the Swan. Oh,
Yes.
I love that.
I
hotel.
worked there. Only worked there a little time because I got a phone call right after that. Hey, I got an opportunity at Bethune-Cookman. I always wanted to go into education, higher and K through 12, and it proposed itself, and I took it.
And then before even working at the Swan, of course, you have a military background. Tell
Yes.
us about
That's
that.
true.
Let me see. Let me begin. Now I know the kids are gonna go crazy. I started my basic training date was June 11th, 1991.
91.
1991. Now, to me, that wasn't a very long ago.
That's
but
older
for
than
them,
me, for
yes,
like a
that's
lot of
much
years,
older
like
than
Yeah.
me.
twice.
It'll
Yeah.
so to give you the puzzle, it'll be year 32. I've been in the reserves.
Be 32.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a good run. I can test to it. I got a son y'all age, so he keeps me young.
On your toes.
And everything. Yeah. So I'm really happy. I'll probably do it till y'all get into high school. So it's
Good.
no
Yeah.
time soon. And I've acquired a lot of mentors from there. So yeah.
Okay.
That's
Before we get
cool.
to our group of photos, you have another question you'd like to
I
ask,
had,
Lucas?
Yeah, I had one similar to what you were saying. And compared to what you're doing now, did you always plan on being in the education industry? I know you said before you wanted to do things.
That's funny you say that. That's
Yeah.
funny you say that. I thought I was going to be like your teacher here, in the professional ranks of doing TV and broadcasting, because
Entertainment and
I was a communications major, majoring in, well, I would say concentrating in radio TV. I interned at Channel 2, and I know
Oh,
you know
very
who I'm
good.
talking about. I interned for Claire Metz.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
the
Claire Metz.
legend. And she
Who's-
taught me a lot about TV, said I could do things I thought it was, but then the opportunity of education, and I loved it. I love interacting with you young people, seeing y'all progress, grow, go through the ranks. It's all about, I didn't have that person like your great teacher here.
Yeah.
Well, I did, but I didn't have the opportunities, and the people I had didn't really know how to connect me there. But no disrespect to them, but then now I'm using that building block to just build on to it. So,
Yeah, okay.
Building
That's
onto that.
pretty
Very good.
Yeah.
You want to ask another question?
Yeah. So I know you like teach at Bethune-Cookman, but like, did you go there to
no, see, a lot of people think that I actually am finishing. I always wanted to go to Bethune-Cookman. The funny thing, I was supposed to go there.
Whoa.
I got a partial football scholarship there. It was only 2 years. My mom and dad, coming from humble beginnings, I had already signed up for the Army to go active duty, so I didn't take that opportunity at the time. So I'm coming full circle. So I'm finishing up
Yeah.
a master's in, again, leadership. From there, so kind of yes.
So technically, you are a Bethune-Cookman
But I am
student
a
right now.
I am
Technically,
a
yeah.
knight. Go Knights, charge on.
Oh.
Go!
So
Oh,
I am,
yes. Very
I'm a
good.
2000 grad from there. I went in the
Yeah.
Army first.
Okay.
I did the non-traditional way, and then when I went back to college.
And then you went back there and graduated in
Yes.
2000.
And
So
then
I'm-
you said that you also were partial football scholarship.
Oh,
Did
yeah,
you
I
play? Did you play football?
That was my.
I was a
one of my
full-sport
questions.
athlete in high school. I ran track. I did football. I did basketball, and I did baseball.
He did everything.
Also,
Yeah.
what is a hobby you have outside of school?
Hobby. I'm big on working out. Also, like my son. He's like me. He's a 3-sport athlete, so I got to keep up with him. He
Yeah.
does travel baseball. He does football. We're still in the playoffs right now, so I coach him. Shout out to the Lake Nona Junior Lions.
Oh,
They
Lake
are-
Nona. Okay,
Yeah,
very
so
good.
That's the
friends
team
with
he
Lake
plays for. So that's my hobby. He is my hobby in
Good.
the family. So hanging out with them.
Be nice if we had weight training here, wouldn't it?
I
Weight
know.
training for the
A
middle
little-
school
little
kids.
gym. We have
just for
space for
those,
that.
just for the before the
That
basketball
might
season
be,
starts.
That might be an idea.
Because we do
Yeah.
basketball very late in the school year. It'd be
Okay.
nice to get into
Kind of
that.
have something in the middle. That's actually one of my questions about the sports. Do you have any sports teams that you support or you watch often? I know you said UCF. I'm a USF fan, so I'm used to losing. But,
Wow.
yeah.
We're
Yeah,
UCF.
you have my
Yes.
condolences.
Yeah,
So-
thank you. Yeah.
So I'm of course big on Bethune-Cookman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
Okay. Represent.
I kind of
Dolphins.
go with the Magic, but the Magic need to change management.
Yeah.
and
Exactly,
ownership. So I'm not
yeah.
going to go too in
That's a
depth
different
on
podcast,
that.
so we could talk about
Baseball, I'm a big Atlanta Braves fan. See, I
that.
grew up way before that.
I grew up because there was no Miami
Miami
team when I was a
there
kid.
there wasn't no
The Atlanta
Tampa.
Braves used to spring train here when I was a kid in South Florida, so I grew up with
I'm
Dale
a
Murphy.
big Braves fan. My son,
Brady?
He's not.
He's not a Brady fan?
No, he's not a Brady fan, and
Good.
he's not a he.
That's not your son anymore. That's, that's
He's
somebody
not that,
else's.
and he's also he's a Kansas City. He's a Pat Mahomes. Dude.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
So-
nothing wrong with that.
I respect.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Only
But
the young
he's a good
player.
kid.
To be his age, he's really a student. Like I know y'all are students of the sports game. He's a big Ken Griffey fan.
Oh, okay.
He's a lefty like him, so it's the sweetest swing in America.
It's cool.
So-
Somebody
Gosh.
to role model.
Was Ken Griffey playing when?
No, but
he has
if,
to
if
reflect
my
the
son
background.
does what he's supposed to do, and he plays baseball pretty much at a high level, he plays for ex-Detroit Tigers, great legend Chet Lemon.
Chet Lemon.
So
Wow.
Chet
That's
Chet
a good
Lemon
name drop there.
handpicked him to
Dang.
play on his team
Oh.
when he was 10, and he's still playing with him, and hopefully he makes the Hank Aaron Invitational down in Vero. If he does that, he'll meet the Marquise Grissom's, the Ozzie Smiths.
Oh, you're gonna have to
Yes.
go with him. You got to go with him if he does that.
I am,
Yeah.
and the Ken Griffeys who come to talk. So I'll be able to, and hopefully I'll get pictures for South.
I was gonna say
Seminole.
you need to take
Yeah,
pictures.
we
Like
gotta
you've got an impressive
represent.
collection of pictures here. We want to go over, but yeah, if you go to Vero Beach, take some pictures because
Yeah,
we want
I
to see.
will. I will.
We would like to go through some photos that
Okay.
were sent to us. Tell us about what we're seeing up on the screen here right now.
That picture is at Bethune-Cookman. That was when we walked to the polls. That gentleman right there is my fraternity brother. Also, the iconic civil rights leader, John Lewis, Congressman John Lewis, who walked with Martin Luther King during the civil rights. So yeah.
I'd love to sit at a campfire with John Lewis and just let him tell stories.
It was like an out of body experience
Yeah.
just to meet him and just to talk with him for a couple of minutes.
He's a good storyteller.
He
He'd
said,
be
"Thank
just
you for
great."
your service." I was just in amazement, like starstruck.
Yes.
I was like, "Man, this man right here just marched and walked everywhere."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You've got an impressive collection of photos. We're going to go to the next
Is
photo
that
now.
your top 10 famous people you've met?
Yes.
Yes,
That
top
is
10?
my wife.
All right.
Your wife?
You will meet
Okay.
her.
Yes, looks like you're at a formal event here.
Yeah,
Yes.
that we were at my unit, which is off of Korean Drive here in Orlando. They had a military ball. That's something I do want to implement for the JRTC2 and the school, is to have a military ball where we dress
That's a
up.
great
Yeah.
idea.
We get things like that going because I think that'll really bring the school together.
Yeah.
That'll be an
That's
incentive
nice.
program for the good kids and
Oh,
everything.
that's a great idea to have a
Yeah.
ball like that, a
That would
military
be.
In
ball.
there, so we're gonna let's
Good.
go.
I love
We
these thoughts. I'm
doing
glad
some
we're
things.
recording
Yeah,
these
we
thoughts.
We needed him earlier now. We just,
So-
yeah.
Let's see. What's the next photo we have here?
Let's see.
That's,
Okay.
oh, for the Gator fans, that is my other fraternity brother. That is the NFL's leading rusher,
What?
Mr.
Still,
Emmett
to
Smith.
this day,
Emmitt Smith?
Emmitt Smith still holds
I
the
was
record.
there for a color guard event again, networking, because I know a lot of people at Florida Citrus Sports.
Okay,
They
that's
called
good.
me up and said, "Hey, we need a color guard." So I brought my Bethune-Cookman color guard
Very
down.
good.
The funny story behind that, they went off to go take pictures with the cheerleaders.
Wow.
As soon as they went to go take the pictures with the cheerleaders, he walks out the tunnel.
Wow.
And I say, "Hey, Mr.
Sneaking
Smith,
around. Yeah.
how you doing, Frat?" He comes over.
Wow.
And I say, "Can I take a picture of you?" His publicist was that, "No, you're going to take a picture with him."
Oh, very
Oh,
good.
man.
Very
Yes,
good.
that's
He said, "I'm
nice.
standing by the all-time leading
Smith.
rusher."
This is an impressive list of
It
photos we've got here.
is.
Let's see. What else you got here for photos? Zoom in a little bit. Let's see. What are we
Oh,
looking
wow.
at here?
That, these kids probably don't know of her.
She's on in the mornings when they're at school.
Oh.
That is, she's on The View.
Right.
On The View.
That's
Oh, I
Cheryl,
didn't
that's
know
Cheryl
that.
Miller.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not
think
Cheryl
that-
Miller.
My mom watches that sometimes.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheryl is actually my sorority sister. She's on The View. She's really big. She's been the national president of Zeta Phi Beta. She was real cool.
Mm-hmm.
She came to speak to the kids. And at that time, they had she played on the Fresh Prince. She was the youngest child.
She came to the school to speak?
Yeah,
And
she
she was on
couldn't
Fresh
because
Prince.
she was virtually because she was
Right,
sick.
right.
But she talked and everything. Some of the iconic people that have come to Bethune-Cookman, a lot of people don't know the school. It's right there in Daytona Beach, and some of the people that have stayed on campus to go, and that's something I want to do for the school, so we can learn the history of this state. How iconic Dr. Bethune was. Like,
Good.
she had the first lady of the United States
They
to
have
stay
to
at the
have a
house.
statue
At the
of her
house?
in D.C.
Yes.
I think our history teacher would like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
We would
she-
start doing
That's
that.
She
nice.
here.
had Jackie Robinson stayed at the house.
Wow.
Wow.
He was
Wow.
actually a board of trustee member at Bethune-Cookman University. Like, some of the people you'll see walk on campus, for me, it's a normal now that
some
I've been
people,
there.
it's
But
not.
some of them, like, you being a basketball sports dude, Vince Carter's mom is on the
Yeah.
board of trustees.
Vince Carter.
He comes in the gym and shoots ball all the time.
Wow.
When he wants to get away from everything.
Just get away,
he's-
just practice.
just shoot and shoot. And I dared him one time. I say, "You getting old? You can't dunk anymore."
Uh-oh,
So
you
he
shouldn't have
jumps
said that.
up off a vertical and touches between the white box and the top of the backboard.
Michael Jordan style. Like, pow.
I saw him at a couple of Magic games when I would go to those games, and he was just electrifying. What
Yeah.
an amazing
Yes.
player he
Yes.
was.
Wow.
Yes.
Is, as you could say. He can still
Yeah.
dunk. What do we have here for our next photo?
This is something that is Hill Harper, the actor. Hill Harper's been in quite a few movies. The kids, I know they'll probably Google him. That actually is in Atlanta, Georgia. I got a chance to work for the iconic, I don't have a picture of him in there, with Steve Harvey's mentorship branch.
Steve Harvey?
Yeah, Steve
Oh,
Harvey. I
okay.
got to meet
Harvey.
Mr. Harvey.
That I know. Yeah.
He was real down to earth, everything. He has a partnership with the Army. So they pull me in.
Oh,
That's why I have
alright.
a passion for you kids. He pulled me in to do some at-risk kids, and they were really at risk. You talking about kids that really didn't know their father at all, and these kids gotta buck up. So the Army comes in there to mentor them for the week, get them back in shape, and get them on the right course
Right
to
track,
see what's
yeah.
going on. So,
Very good.
so it was cool. He came and spoke. It was quite a few people came and spoke that day. So that week, it was iconic to see him and a few other folks.
Wow.
Wow.
How recent are these pictures?
That was 2016.
20. Okay, so only like 6 years
that's
ago.
not that long ago.
Yeah.
I think I know.
Actually, fun fact, I just got contacted to do it again. So it'll probably be one
Yearly
summer
event.
here soon.
Yeah.
I'll go back up to Atlanta and help him out. And if he does, I'm going to ask Mr. Harvey to come to South Seminole.
Mr.
That's
Harvey,
amazing.
Mr.
I'm
Harvey.
going to ask him to come.
I'm gonna bring my black suit and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
See if he can finish because he's a very busy person.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what he does behind the scenes, he pays for all of that.
Wow.
And he does classes where he teaches you how to have a tie. He teaches the young men how to dress,
Wow.
courtesy, everything to get them back on the right track.
How to
So
grow a good
important.
mustache, you know? Yeah,
He's a very busy guy. If we were to get him here, we'd have to put a helicopter on the roof because he's
Yes.
like, look, we're gonna fly in, we'll get him in here, we'll do a quick interview, and he's gonna fly out because he's a busy man.
Yes.
He is, but he's so down to earth. Like
That's
he was
nice.
so down to earth when I talked to him.
He's so busy though. He's how many different projects
He
does
got
he
about
have?
10 jobs.
Oh
got-
my gosh,
yeah.
you know,
That's a lot.
radio
No
as
days off
well.
for him.
And he took
Yeah.
time enough to take all these kids are there for free. Like he's picking up the bill for everything.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
great guy.
That's a community leader right there.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
does it, but you don't. He'll talk about his mentorship branch, but he won't. He doesn't pound his chest.
It's not about him.
It's the
He
best
doesn't
type
make
of
it
people,
about
I
him.
think.
So, and like these pictures, I'm really not. I'm kind of private about them, but I still let people see them, and I knew that bringing them here to South Seminole
Yeah,
would
very
be
good.
good.
And we've
That's
got
nice.
more of them too. What other photos do we have here?
Wow.
If again, that's Charlemagne.
Charlemagne.
From the Breakfast Club.
Right. He's got a huge show now on Comedy Central,
Yes, he
right? now.
does.
He's really blowing up.
Charlemagne was there. He real down to earth. He talked to the kids about this, that, and the funny thing, this was a little bit after he had a little episode with the rapper, the baby, baby from
The Baby?
not the baby,
Not
but
the baby.
baby,
Baby. Oh.
baby, Lil Wayne,
Baby. Little Wayne.
yeah, Young Money, all that and
I know
everything,
that,
Cash
yeah.
Money. He had a situation with him where I know y'all kids heard it. Put some respect on my name.
Sure, sure.
Yes.
this was the dress and everything. So he came out to tell the kids, don't do things that I did in the past. Don't
Right.
do this and everything.
Charlamagne.
Learn from your
He'll
mistakes.
tell
So
you
he
to
was
use
real
your
down to
words.
earth, too.
Yeah, don't diss on
Yeah,
people.
so he
you
was
know,
real
yeah.
cool.
Okay, go
He
ahead.
was
What
shorter
you got?
than I thought he was, but hey.
Yes.
This is at Bethune-Cookman. That's my wife in the middle. This is actually homecoming week.
Oh.
That man to the right, that is Farnsworth Bentley. That is the man. Yes, Farnsworth Bentley. He was the personal assistant to the man you know as Puffy, Diddy.
Oh,
That
very
dude.
good. Personal assistant.
He kind of looks
wa-
like Michael B. Jordan.
He had his own line for fashion. You can see he's a fashion
Yeah,
nova.
you can see he's wearing.
He was one of the first dudes like to really come out in hip hop and really get jazzed up to what you see.
yeah,
And
in
I'm
the
glad-
'90s, that wasn't happening, and he was a big part of the
and
beginning of
another
that.
initiative I want to do, and I hope y'all in leadership and I want to do something like we do at Bethune-Cookman. It's called Breakfast and Bow Ties.
Breakfast and bow
We had bow ties with the president. Everybody got in bow ties. We had breakfast with him.
You would do that. I know you would
Oh,
do
yeah, I
that.
could
You'd
do that.
bow
Yeah,
tie
for
it
sure.
up.
Bow tie,
And I
yeah.
think it'd be good to have breakfast and bow ties with the principal.
Hey,
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I
say
know.
less, eh?
I know. Go ahead. You go to the next photo. I know we're running time. We're running short on time. That radio's blowing up.
Go ahead. We good. That is the iconic Albert Bethune.
Albert
And
Bethune.
he was about 90 years old in that picture.
Wow.
Bethune-Cookman.
That is Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune's grandson.
No
Okay,
way.
okay.
Is that the found like
The
he's
founder's
a
grandson.
grandson?
He
founder's
talked
grandson?
to her. He
That's
would
how-
call her Mother Dear. In
Dang.
that picture, I was sitting with him during commencement. I always sit in the back on the side. And he was sitting there. And, you know, I hadn't taken a picture. He's passed away now. He passed away at 93.
Wow.
93.
That's old.
Like talking to him was like going back in time.
That's
Like to hear the stories of people he's met. He met Martin Luther King. He met oh my God. He
A
met
lot.
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks.
He met John Lewis. He met all these people while he was with his grandmother. He met Eleanor Roosevelt. He met
wow.
President Truman. He met
everybody, a little bit,
President
yeah.
Roosevelt.
So he had stories to tell.
He had
Has he met-
stories to tell. So Bethune-Cookman has blessed me to be able to I'm a history buff. So I was able to go back in time just to sit with him and just like, I'm sitting with the founders.
Right. Let
Yeah.
him tell some
Like,
stories.
This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah. Was Bethune-Cookman like originally founded for African Americans or
It was.
It's
It
a
was?
naturally
Okay.
black
Let
college.
me go even deeper.
Okay.
The Bethune side of it, because it actually combined with the Cookman Institute, which was in Jacksonville University, which was for African American males.
Okay.
They were having funding issues. Dr. Bethune was down there at the Bethune Institute for Young Ladies. And they combined together to make Bethune-Cookman University in 1925.
Wow.
So they were apart because she started in 1904 for them. Well, excuse me, Cookman Institute was 1904.
Almost 100 years now. Like
Yeah.
almost.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
100
It's a
They passed
naturally.
and it was kind of
Yeah.
and it's kind of iconic, and I'm impressed with you that you knew that her statue went in the statutory hall.
Yeah.
You seen the statue before?
I went to Washington D.C. in the summer, but like I didn't see it there.
It
It's
just
new.
got unveiled,
okay.
but they have a replica of it on the boardwalk in Daytona. That's why I say going there as a field trip for your leadership team. I'd be able to iconically just take us to the boardwalk, take us on campus to see the original house, see the real college experience, and you saying that yes, it is a HBCU, but you have everything there now. Like everybody, you're not black, you're not white, you're not Hispanic.
Everybody's
You're-
kind of one
you're a
equal.
wildcat.
Yeah,
Right.
equal.
Life.
Yeah.
You got.
Go ahead.
It's also Bethune-Cookman is also a naturally black college, right?
It is, but now it was historically an African American black college. But now it's a plethora of everything. I got
Yeah.
kids, black, white, Hispanic, everything.
Yeah.
You go on
Wow.
campus, you can't tell.
And that's how it should be.
Everybody's
It should be
family.
equal. You know?
It is.
Yeah.
It's such a good multitude and a blend, and it's backed by the Methodist Church. So one big thing is we have Wildcat Wednesday. That means everybody gets suited and booted. Everybody's in ties, shirts, everything. You can't go into class, and the professor will not let you in class if you're not appropriately dressed.
I like
So
that
everybody's Steve
attitude.
Harvey style. So everybody got the
Yes.
suit and everything.
Oh, you better come with your A game. So there's some
Yes,
young
I got
men.
Dress to
They're
impress.
lined up and everything. Yeah.
Go ahead. You
That's
show us
good.
the next photo there. Let's see who we're looking at.
Oh
next.
yeah, for the
Who
Tampa
is
Bay
that?
Buccaneers, folks. That is Derek Brooks, the Hall of Fame linebacker, Florida State.
Oh, Florida State. Now I don't think I knew he went to Florida State.
Yes, he
Okay.
did.
I have
and
respect for them.
Believe
Yeah.
that when he
Mackenzie
dapped
Mountain.
me up right there, I said he could have did a couple of more third downs if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Because that man stays in the weight room. He actually has his own academy in Tampa.
Oh.
And me and him got to talk, and I think he has already finalized it. He has his own JRTC over there.
Possibly
He does?
retired too soon.
I don't know. You know, he got that Super Bowl. He was ready.
I guess.
He
I
was-
guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Got
but he
that
was real
ring,
down
yeah.
there. He came for a mentor session. They do what is called a speaking series, and he came in there and did it.
Wow.
Dang.
Go ahead. I want to get through the rest of these photos before he gets shuttled off.
That,
Oh, Miami
Ooh,
Marlins.
Miami.
that is Demetrius Sims. Demetrius Sims played at Bethune-Cookman. He is probably going to go into the Bethune-Cookman Hall of Fame.
Oh.
His dad is my fraternity brother. I didn't know at the time until I met him at a baseball game. Demetrius probably is going to go down as probably the greatest shortstop in Bethune-Cookman history. He got drafted, the highest HBCU dude his year in the draft, 14th round. He got handpicked by Derek Jeter himself when Derek Jeter was the president at the Miami Marlins. Right now he's in the AAA team. He'll make the big club here probably next year. His brother, Deion Sims, interesting fact, was a tight end at Michigan State with Kirk Cousins. He played in the league for 7 years, Miami Dolphins and the Chicago Bears. And his brother is 6'6", 270. He's
6'6"?
LeBron playing tight end.
I'm only 5 foot. That's kind of crazy. He's like all the way up there.
That
Dang.
dude, Demetrius is 6'3". Look at me standing there.
I know. How did you? What was the situation? You got the picture. Graduation. I'm
he
guessing.
was graduating. There's something. We were outside the day before graduation because it's backed by the Methodist Church. We do something called I'm trying to think. With consecration. Consecration is a church service they do because she always had church before the graduation, so she was big.
Sure.
You'll see when you go on campus, you'll see God everywhere. Like I know we can't do it in the school system now, but in the Methodist Church and on campus,
Different
she's
story.
big on it.
Different
She's real
story.
big on
That's
it.
good.
I think we only have a couple of photos left.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is funny.
This is the.
I like
Citrus
where this
Bowl?
is going.
This
Or
is at the Citrus
Citrus
Bowl.
Bowl.
So if you go to that first gentleman in the camouflage right there to the right, I'm going to get deep now. That gentleman right there is Ahmad Bradshaw. He was the starting quarterback at West Point.
West Point.
My
Ooh.
mentee.
Uh-huh.
He was from Chicago, Illinois, came from a single-parent household. He played football with my nephew at West Point. Was having some problems because Chicago has so much violence.
Yeah.
Nephew wanted me to talk to him because every year he was at West Point, he lost a family member or a close friend to some type of violent acts.
Dang.
So his spirit was getting crushed, and you're at an academy.
He just
so-
he needed a mentor.
It's hard to see
you know?
that first.
Yeah, he took me under wing. That's why I say this is nothing new for me. Becoming
Yeah,
South
you're
Seminole.
familiar. Yeah.
So he really needed that, and plus he's the only dude to beat Navy back to back and give the
Really?
Army a day off. The gentleman to the right, well, to his left, that's Mayor Demings, the mayor, the Orange County mayor.
I heard.
Mr.
Yeah,
and
I
Mrs.
remember-
Demings
I've
are in
heard
the
of him.
photo.
Yes,
Heard of him.
indeed, and their
Mayor
granddaughter.
Demings, yeah.
So that's
Oh, okay.
Congressman
Someone who's
Val
running,
Demings,
right?
who just ran for senator.
Yeah.
Very good couple. I've known them for a quick minute. She's actually sorority sisters with my wife. She sees
okay.
at the meetings.
Okay.
She's going places. They both
yeah,
are.
they-
They
Everybody's
both are.
connected. Yeah.
I've sat down with the mayor at luncheons and we talk football. We don't talk politics. We talk football. He's a
Yeah.
big football fan.
Yeah.
Go ahead, ma'am.
What, never mind. I thought it was gonna be like, well, your favorite football team, but then you said with the Bucks. And
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
stuff.
What's his
Yeah.
favorite football team? Now I want to know. Do you know?
Who's
Yeah.
Mayor
his?
Demings? Yeah.
I want to say he's a big Florida State football. He is a big Florida State because he graduated from Florida State. Yeah. I don't know what his pro team was because he was talking so fast about that. He's really big on college
Yeah.
football. But yeah, he real down to earth. Really got some perspectives. Me and him had discussed by the Orlando Military Academy,
Orlando military. Okay.
where they were going
Oh.
to do something like 6 through 12, and it was going to be nothing but a military academy. So
That's cool.
And was this at
this was
some
at
sort
the
of an
Florida
event?
Classic, and that's this
Classic.
weekend.
Oh, okay.
And Bethune-Cookman will be beating
And
FAMU.
you
I'm
will
going
be
to get
there?
on record for that.
You'll be there this weekend.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I'll be there I will actually be there Friday for the kickoff luncheon. So I'll be coming to work and then have to go to kickoff. So you'll see me in uniform a little bit.
Okay.
All right, that's fine.
Might have
Good
to
see
check
you in
it out,
uniform,
yeah.
So I'll go to that and then come back. But the game, my son has a playoff game. So we got to go down to Naples.
A lot of sports going on. Go ahead. You can show us that last. I think there's one last photo here, maybe two. Yes, this is our last photo. I
This
believe.
is Dr. Michael Dyson. He is a political analyst. Comes on there all the time. Really, really big on that. He was the commencement speaker at Bethune-Cookman. Really down to earth. Has a vocabulary that's had me looking like, huh? Okay, yes, sir. Will do. This is at commencement. We normally have a real good speaker that we've had. We've had director of the FBI come to
Jeez.
Bethune-Cookman.
And
Wow.
Mr.
We've
Dyson
had
now.
the Secretary of Education. We've had Vice President come. We've had a lot of people come on that campus.
Damn. Oh my God.
He's
Roll-
got
Yeah.
he's got an impressive. I want to say Rolodex, but I don't know if the kids know what Rolodex is. You've got an impressive Rolodex of friends that perhaps will
like
visit
I
us
said,
here.
I've been
I gotta
blessed
get
to just
familiar
sit
with you.
down and talk to a lot of
Yeah.
people and just say hello to them. Like
Uh-huh.
my mom be like, you don't realize who you've met, and I don't get really wound up in it too much. But like when they told me in front of her house, Robin Roberts, who's on,
Oh, and the Good Morning America.
she interviewed Rosa Parks before she passed away right there on campus. Like I was like,
Wow.
oh
Wow.
my God. What's going on?
Like, yeah, how do you
it's
guys have
real
all-
iconic.
That's crazy.
Dr. Bethune is buried on campus, so you'll get to see her gravesite.
Really, really.
Right
well,
beside
that does
the
make a lot of
original
sense, though. I
house.
mean, that's,
Like you'll go up in the who's who room where she met people. I'm gonna make sure they pull it out so the kids can see it. There's a letter addressed to Albert Einstein.
Wow.
To her,
Ooh.
the smartest man on
from
the planet.
him to her.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
asking for her help.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Albert Einstein?
Smartest
Yes.
man.
I think I know what college I want to go to.
And we can talk about that. We can talk
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, you do
That's-
what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Well,
Come hang out with us.
I know we're coming to the end of our time. I wanted to know if you
crazy.
have like a final message you'd like to get out to our students who kind of know a little bit more about you, but any kind of final message for our students out there for what they should be focusing on for the rest of this school year.
Well, I say big thing focusing on completing the mission. And the mission here, you're here at South Seminole Academy, is to get good grades, get right on your academics, be respectful to others, not just your fellow classmates, but your professors, teachers,
To yourself.
administration, and yourself. Because, again, I tell these kids, this is the time right now before you go to high school that you're going to eventually want to draw back and get with you. These kids are probably going to get your knowledge and use it. Now, if you've been a good kid, that opens the door for other things
so
and
many
other
things.
for you to
Yeah.
get those recommendations to move on and everything. And hopefully I can get some other people like my niece. My niece is working on a doctorate at University of Florida in clinical psychology, and I can get her to come down, talk, and everything. So I'm
We
gonna
need guest
use
speakers.
everything.
You have,
I got a nephew plays college ball.
Oh, do you
Plays
want?
at University of Louisiana Monroe. He plays safety.
Okay.
So we're gonna do some things.
We knew there'd be a lot of sports talk today.
Yes,
didn't we?
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, we know. They're both undo it.
That's true. I had like all these stuff, but then I just kind of threw
Well,
that out
let
the
it
window.
go.
Yeah.
And I know we do have to get going because this is only going to play during Elevate, but it seems like Dr. Filmore is here to let you know to complete the mission this year.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And,
It's all about what you do in the now that's gonna pay dividends in the end. Like, and I know the kids will say this: if you want to get that bag, if you want to get money, it's no government secret. It's all about staying the course, getting this educational goal, and then moving on to what you need to do.
Yeah.
So perhaps now when you're walking down the hallway and you see Dr. Filmore, now you know who he is. Say
I'm
hi.
perspective.
I'm
Say
an
hi
open
to
book.
him.
Yes.
I'm an open book. If you come to me in a humble and in a manner that I know that you want to learn and you want to do what you need to do, I'm an open book. I'm
Very
gonna
good.
give you all my knowledge.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much
Thank
for your
you.
time, and thank you
Thank
guys for
you.
asking
No
questions.
problem.
You're welcome.
We will see you guys again soon, perhaps with another interview. But for now, thank you very much for visiting with us
Thank you
today.
for having me. Go Hurricanes. Go Wildcats. Go Knights.
Charge on.
Go ahead, and go Dolphins.
Ambles.
Fins up. Let's
Okay.
go.
Thank you, everybody. Talk to you
you.
later. Bye-bye.
All right.